Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are live from Real Talk Studios. So Trinidad and Tobago, special good night to you. It's the month of Ramadan. And to my Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum to you. May your fast be healthy. May your fast be of virtue in this Ramadan. So Trinidad and Tobago, first things first, I do want to apologize for not going live last week. I was under the weather. Wasn't too healthy. Got a relapse of the virus. That is going around. But nevertheless, sore throat problem, swallowing. So I do apologize. But last week I had some saucy news like property tax. You know, that was something we were banging on. We had many calls for property tax, for the to demolish the whole property tax issue. Governments want to sell your property after some years, but I have something in store for you viewers that you did not know. You know, I keep it for a time like now. For now. So here what to do. We live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Share your Facebook stream. If you're not on Facebook and you're watching us on your television set, get your phone, go on your computer, share our live stream on Facebook. Real Talk with Saieed Ali live. We're also on YouTube viewers. It's TT Real Talk. Let me tell you something. I have something for you. Although I'll be shocked tonight about the property tax and what the government has in plan. So share our live stream. I want everybody in Trinidad and Tobago to hear that, viewers. It will surprise you. For those of you who don't know, oh, well, we support property tax. You know, we have to pay property tax. Hey, paying property tax is one thing. But at the price that you are paying is another thing. So I just want to start off by this. There has been public pushback over valuations of property tax payment and concerns on how this tax is evaluated, which has caused the government to take immediate steps to rectify the situation. Now remember, viewers, some of the statements that you all would have received, your annual rental value. Remember, I post up some many occasions, sometimes 2 times, sometimes 3 times for a week since property tax came out. Now, Finance Minister Colin Members stated that this does not mean the property tax payment have been suspended. So it's not suspended. On March 14th, persons was concerned when they saw notice posted at several Board of Inland Revenue, BIR office, stating property tax payment was suspended. Now, it's not suspended. I want to let you understand that it is not suspended. Imbert stated that notice were not authorized and should have not been put up, especially in view of the fact that Property Tax Amendment Act 2024 is not yet law. So it is not suspended. But I have something for you. He also expressed his deep regret to all those who were inconvenienced. I'll listen to this.
Contrary to media reports and postings on Facebook and elsewhere, there has been no suspension of property tax. Instead, the government has taken stock of the various issues raised in the public domain regarding the valuation of residential properties, and as a responsible government, has decided to take appropriate action to alleviate the concerns as the new system is being rolled out. I am disappointed that this procedural lapse occurred, and it is my hope and expectation that the public servants involved will learn from this mistake. However, on behalf of the government, I wish to express my deep regret to all those who were inconvenienced. Now that the bill is before the Parliament, I have requested the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance to request the Board of Inland Revenue to cease the collection of property tax until the new rate of residential property tax is in effect.
So you hear that, Trinidad and Tobago? It is not suspended. Now, this is the month of Ramadan, and I know normally you all would see me on TV well dressed, you know. But because this is the month of Ramadan, I just, just decided to lay back a little, just relax back and just take it easy, one step at a time. So I just want you all to understand that. Hence the reason why 90% of the time for the month of Ramadan, you might see me in a shirt and a jeans, or a t-shirt and a jeans. But nevertheless, news is the news, and we're bringing real talk to you. So here is Trinidad and Tobago. However, one provision was a reduction in the rate of residential property tax from 3% to 2% of a property, the annual rental value. Now, Imbert said, this represents an effective reduction of property tax by 33%. And don't get tied up with that, Don't get tied up with that. Imbert stated that some property owners believe that the old 1948 valuation should still be used in the modern era. Listen to this.
It is the government's intention to do the following. 1. To reduce the rate of residential property tax from 3% to 2%, which represents an effective reduction of property tax by 33%. This is intended to reduce the impact of the new valuations, since it is clear that some property owners believe that the old 1948 valuations should still be used in the modern era in 2024. And it is important to gradually adjust and correct that erroneous belief.
Let's see how all the ministers smiling. They're revamping it and bringing it back for you. Hold on, Trinidad and Tobago. Now listen this. He further added that an order will soon be published to extend the time for persons, owner, and occupiers to object to valuations for their residential property from 30 days to 6 months. Listen to this.
The intention here is clear. The government intends to be transparent with respect to the valuations that have been sent to residential landowners and occupiers by the Commission of Valuations, and will give owners and occupiers additional time to lodge objections, which must be determined and answered by the Commission of Valuations in the first instance before being adjudicated upon by other authorities if there is still a dispute.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. The minister said these measures will go a long way in addressing the issue currently being faced with respect to the valuation and collection of residential property tax. Also, under the original system, the tax is calculated on the base of 3% of the annual rental value of their residential property. Now, up to March 13th, Imbert said a total of 801 property tax payments were made, totaling $1,030,864. However, the 801 person who made property tax payments using the existing system will have their money refunded.
Additionally, I have been advised by the Board of Inland Revenue that a total of 801 payments of property tax had been made up to Wednesday, March 13, 2024, for a total of $1,030,864.55, which is actually an average of $1,297 in annual property tax. All of these taxpayers will be issued with new tax notices at the new rate of 2% and refunded. And I've asked the BIR to do so promptly. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I thank you.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Imbert also noted that the government will rectify problems associated with the collection of property tax when it debates the Property Tax Amendment Bill 2024. So are you ready for this now? Hey. Let me tell you something. When I tell you Trinidad and Tobago don't do something, all you must listen to me a little bit. All you must listen a little bit. Now, many of you now were worried about property tax passing down to children who cannot pay 10 and 15 years. Listen to this, listen to this. Many of these people are drowning or barely keeping their heads above water. A certain person said, the real issue was not simply the formula of calculation or calculating the property tax, and added that the real problem is centered on the amount of the valuation division came up with to identify people's annual rental value. Now, he questioned whether the government was worried about winning votes or losing votes. Good? Now, meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago, if all are making noise, all are relax all yourself. The audio good, right? All are relax all yourself, Trinidad and Tobago, because after this, all are going to start to panic. Meanwhile, a member of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority Commission has claimed that after 3 months of not paying property tax, the board may have authority to seize your shells or your chantels, items such as TV, refrigerators, etc. She noted that from her knowledge, under certain Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority law, after 5 years of not paying property tax, the board can sell your property to cover the outstanding tax owed. Hold on, Director. All I hear that? Did Trinidad and Tobago, did you all hear that? Let me say this again. A member of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority Commission have stated that after 3 months of not paying property tax, the board may have authority to seize your TV, your fridge, your microwave, your couch, your little kettle where you just put your water in to make tea. I want to let her understand me. And she goes on to say, she also noted that from her knowledge under the certain Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority laws, after 5 years of not paying property tax, the board can sell your property to cover the outstanding tax owed. And listen to this audio now carefully.
After 3 months, the taxes, remember, September 30th. After 3 months, if you don't pay, the board, there's power for the board to exercise distress, to come and seize your chattel item, to sell to cover the taxes.
Wow.
Right? I'm not too sure, working at the Board of Inland Revenue then, they never used those provisions. There were sort of provisions like that, we never did. But remember, I know the TTRA, the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, should be coming on stream, and I think they would want to be more compliant. So those, but there are all those powers for the Board of Inland Revenue. And after 5 years, if you don't pay the taxes, the law provides, the Property Tax Act, you could sell your property.
Wow.
To cover the taxes. That's how serious it is.
That's how serious it is if you decide not to pay your property tax.
Yes, but I don't think they, they will, they will prefer to work with you.
So the initial stage will be to sell the chattels. Now, I would like you to define what chattels are.
Well, it's not. Well, it's anything that's not attached to the property. So, I suppose a home like a TV, a
refrigerator,
fridge, all those sorts of things, right? They can take, but wouldn't be things that are attached.
Okay.
So it's loose. Normally, I'm giving it is my natural understanding of it. Something that can easily be moved.
Okay, and then at the 5 year mark, you could possibly
well, that's
lose
what the
your
law
home.
provides.
That's what the law provides.
Yes, not me saying this is. I try to read the law, interpret it, and apply it, and give it that understanding. And that's when I saw it. I said, "Wow, this is serious." After 5 years, yes, you can.
According to the law, it could be exercised.
Yes, under the Property Tax Act, is stated there.
Okay, I got you.
So Trinidad and Tobago, how are you feeling now? Are you all comfortable? Are you all happy? I hope you are comfortable and happy now. I hope so. Because you are being bullied into doing your registration and sending it in. $5,000 penalty fee for those of you who do not fill out your application or registration and send it in. Is color member paying tax? No. Those who have multi-story dwelling apartments, are they paying tax? No, they got exempted because of color members. Those are the ones now who supposed to be paying taxes. Am I correct? So we're going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear from the UNC. They are alleged property tax fine coming. We're going to hear more about that after this break.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. Opuch West MP Devendranath Tanku is warning that no less than 100,000 homeowners are facing criminal proceedings for failing to pay property tax by June. He reminded that it is a criminal offense not to pay the tax, which is punishable by summary conviction and a $5,000 fine. But with just 801 persons paying the tax, Tanku stated that many can face the brunt of the law. He noted that the Valuation Tribunal has not yet been appointed to receive objections from those dissatisfied with the annual rental value placed on their homes. The MP said that persons are likely to be subjected because the law gives the finance minister the approval to legally prosecute persons for failure to comply, and he believes that Imbud would do so. Take a listen.
Not just has the system not been put in place, but the Valuation Tribunal. The Valuation Tribunal gives you the opportunity to object to the valuation, the Commission on Valuations assessment. That Valuation Tribunal has not yet been appointed either. So two of the critical components which allow citizens some level of protection from this P&M hate tax have been deliberately left out by this minister. And those persons are likely to be subjected, because right now the law gives the minister the approval and provision to legally prosecute those persons for failure to comply. And I believe, given this minister's clandestine characteristics, that he will so do.
Now, Trinidad, he also urged Imbert to disclose who was responsible for placing notice at the Board of Inland Revenue BIR offices advising the public about the suspension of payment of property tax on March 14th, after he denied giving instructions to do so. Tanku added that if Imbert cannot say it publicly, then he should not be saying it at all and provide the information.
Not just has the system not been put in place, but the valuation tribunal gives you the opportunity to object to the Commission on Valuations assessment. That valuation tribunal has not yet been appointed either. So two of the critical components which allow citizens some level of protection from this P&M hate tax have been deliberately left out by this minister. And those persons are likely to be subjected, because right now the law gives the minister the approval and provision to legally prosecute those persons for failure to comply. And I believe, given this minister's clandestine characteristics, the minister claimed that he did an investigation. But instead of holding someone to account for the chaos and madness and mayhem that occurred as a result, his preference, the Minister of Finance's preference, instead of holding somebody to account, was to cast aspersion and blame against all the public servants in the Ministry of Finance. In one fell swoop, throw them all under a P&M PTSD bus. Easy like Sunday morning. That is despicable, because we do not believe him. If he cannot say it publicly, then he should not be saying it at all. And I challenge him to stop hiding behind X. Stop hiding behind the use of Twitter. Get involved now. Provide the information now. If your name man, come public. Say it out loud.
So Trinidad and Tobago, you all see what is taking place now? Imbert, a couple of years back, exempted himself from paying property tax because it is alleged that he has a multi-story dwelling apartment building. So he brought forth a law in the parliament, debated, and it was passed. It was passed that him and others, or any individual who own a multi-story dwelling apartment, will not have to pay tax. Who have to pay tax? Residential property. That's all the minister. How are you feeling? You all happy now? You all should be clapping that you have to pay property tax. Me? I ain't paying 1 cent. And I want them to come and carry me to court to tell me, Saieed, you committed a criminal offense and you will have to pay 5,000. Really? As someone in column member in the court, through the magistrate. Hey, let me tell you, all I feel like stupid and joke. I just tell all I do it bad. I do it bad. I'm an accountant speaking in 6 different languages, running a finance company in Trinidad and in Guyana, and I chip it bad. I chip it bad. Me pay property tax? The minister brought forth a legislation and a law to make sure that he does not pay. But telling me as citizen now, if I ain't paid or fill out my application, there's a $5,000 penalty fee. Jump in your plane and leave Trinidad. I keep telling all your citizens, just now, ministers will be flying out of Trinidad, you know. They will be leaving their asset behind, you know. Mark my words. You know, everything I say, it does come to pass. Call a good night.
Good night, my love. Where are you going?
My friend.
This is madness here going on over. These ministers are mad, boy. What do you want from people again, boy? People get to buy the property and the land. Now you want to tax the people who just now. That's a mad thing, boy. You don't cut in people work. You're bringing in people to the country, you know, and taking we work, right? And then you want to do this kind of stupidness? They're mad, boy. Something wrong with these people, boy. They're sinners, boy, shy. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. I'm telling Ole, you know. They have a new strategy coming for Ole, you know. It's coming. It's coming. So we're switching from that now. At least Ole know there's a new strategy coming for Ole. If Ole ain't pay property tax, there's a $5,000 fee. If you all paying property tax and Ole pay for 3 months, they could come inside your house and take your TV and your fridge and your washing machine, things like that. And if you pay for 5 years, they could sell all your house. All you heard it just now, right here, I played it for you. We live. We live tonight. I feel it's a joke. I laughing, you know why? Because I bring in real news to all you. But all you know how serious it is. You go tell me 3 months time, and you pay property tax. They come to pick up all the TV and all the fridge and all the washing machine, all the couch and all the radio. That the kind of minister you vote for? When I was lighting up property tax and tell all them don't pay it. Look, when I showed you all on national television, the annual rental value and the amount of money some people had to pay, all I thought I was joking. No, all I willfully signed up for that. All I willfully signed that document to get that price. Now they are revamped it now and they have something new coming for all you. All you listen to the woman in the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Board, all I hear, I ain't go call names and have she name, I ain't go call name. I ain't go put them on the spot, but I want to let her understand. This is the reality all you're facing. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. Great program on this property tax. But you have been preaching, as you're saying here, and telling people do not pay property tax. And they harden. So those who was very hardened and went out there, let them face it. Because on the news, on another channel, you have this man, Faris Alwari, saying that the property tax would have helped if they were collecting property tax with the murders that took place over the weekend in her place. It would have helped. They would have gated committee. How idiotic this man is. You think it easy? This is the stupidness you hear from politicians. And before I label the opposition, UNC, PNM number 2, and one and the same, you know. They are one and the same, you know. They are saying nothing because, Mr. Said, you know, you talk about it, you're educating people on this property tax. Any tax that is implemented in a country, it must affect everybody.
Yes.
Nobody cannot exempt themselves from that. So that is illegal. And I am disappointed. I'm not hearing the top lawyers in this country talking about it, or I don't know if they're waiting for when it is implemented. Maybe Said, I know he's a bright fella, you have good lawyers, so probably you could clear that up for us. Citizens of this country do not pay any property tax. Mr. Said, you keep up the great work. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. So, at least we cover property tax, so all you know what to expect. I play that audio for all you. I hope all you take it into consideration. Take it into consideration. I ain't paying no property tax, you know. And look, I'm still here. I still here, but I'm waiting on calling member now. They say go on hold side because we ain't seen his application. That will be all your mistake. That will be all your mistake. Me asking all you, I'm telling all you. You know, one time a man said my mouth big and he get an accident. So we're switching into crime now. We go marry holiness, Earl Hayward Christopher. Commissioner of Police, Earl Hayward Christopher is assuring the country that the police service is determined to bring an end to the current spate of murder and violence. Let's imagine, we don't have a proper head, but the head telling the body what to do. The head can't see, but they directing the body. I'll keep that in mind. Her comments following a shooting in Port of Spain over the weekend where 5 persons were killed, including a police sergeant in other parts of the country. The top cop stated, that the TTPS has been actively addressing gang violence in Port of Spain and other areas. Hey, let me tell you something. The police have license to kill. I just always say that. The police have license to kill. The bandits could never outpower the police. Understand what I'm saying? Now, she said the TTPS is determined to dismantle criminal gangs and make a difference in transforming impacted community. Let me tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago. I have been hearing that for about 40 years. And the gangs keep growing in numbers, it keep growing in culture, it keep growing in person. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Right, I want to talk about a young lady from Trinidad and Tobago, an aeronautical engineer, Carissa Khan. She has just been elected the president of the Royal Aeronautical Society.
Yes.
I want to big up. The people who was invited and who attended her inauguration as president was the president of SpaceX. You know SpaceX, the company that sent rocket to the moon. All high NASA officials, all heads of all the various aeronautical companies. And I want to tie in that to something that we in Trinidad, and I have to pull in our current government. I think they're brain dead. Remember there was a fella by the name of Fazal Karim, an MP, who famous mantra is flying plane from cotton cane. And he wanted to develop the aviation industry in Trinidad. Look how karma does work. If the brain dead PNM understood what is vision and visionary decision policy to move this country forward, they would have understood what he's trying to do. So here we have in Trinidad a nexus to let us meet and hobnob with all the big shots, all the big boys in the aeronautical industry engineering. So it would have been an ideal situation for us as Trinidad.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear the PM government focus on more than just crime after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali have stated that crime was not the only issue that the government is dealing with, but all issues will affect the interests of the population. Dr. Ali gave the assurance that as the government does all in its power to fight crime, it will not allow the opposition to distract the population from all matters which are important to them. Our Prime Minister said, in this age where truth is dying, hey, I have a right to laugh, you know. In this age where truth is dying, as a national discourse, the UNC would have believed that the crime situation is as a result of this government. PM?
As a nation, we have had a growing crime problem. In this age where truth is dying, as a national discourse, they would have you believe that the problem we're having with crime is as a result of Rowley and his government. But suffice it to say, ladies and gentlemen, that while we have problems here and there, the government, unlike our opponents in the opposition, we can't be focusing on one issue all the time. We have to focus on a number of issues all the time. So if you don't see us talking about one thing every day, it is because we are engaged in other things every day.
Now I'll go give Jack where the jacket is. The crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago is not the government's fault. I want all to understand that. It is not the government's fault. The crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago is because the Minister of National Security, the head of the Security Council, and the Commissioner of Police cannot put three heads together and make one to come up with solutions to fix violent crime in Trinidad and Tobago. They can't. They can't, and they cannot. Why am I saying this? Fitzgerald Hines, who is Minister of National Security, it is not my job to make you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, feel safe. Christopher Earl Haywood, we must pray. We must pray for a divine intervention to fix crime in Trinidad and Tobago. A divine intervention. We had asked God for a divine intervention. Just imagine, you are the Commissioner of Police for Trinidad and Tobago. Crime is out of control. You don't have a plan, but you telling me to kneel down by my bed. Oh Lord, I'm begging you, don't let bandit come in my house today. It's me alone. Boom, while you praying, the bandit knocked on your door. How are we fixing that? Since the beginning of time, in Adam days, people have been praying for a safe and clean society up to 2020. 2020, we're in 2024. And we're still praying. And it became worse than how it was in yesteryear. So Ola, let me tell you something, Ola. I pray to God that you could go home. I pray to God that you could go home. Because you who don't have a plan on fixing crime, you should not be in that seat. Leave that seat for an expert in criminal background. The PM said opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisasa is trying to make the entire national or the entire nation conversation about crime. He added that to say the government is not dealing with crime is a lie. as there are 50 other things that must be dealt with at the same time. Listen to this.
You want to convert the whole national conversation. All of us in the nation must gather and talk about crime and be oppressed by crime. In other words, let the minority criminal element destroy the country by us giving them all our time and all our oxygen. What I'm saying to you tonight, we have a significant outlay in resources and personnel dealing with the crime situation. To say that the government is not dealing with it and that the government is not in a position to deal with it is a lie. And there are 50 other things that we have to deal with at the same time. But if you notice, for the last year, I've given them all the rope. Every Sunday they have press conference. Every Monday night they have Rum Forum. And all they're talking about is crime, 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 as though Trinidad and Tobago is only to be concerned about crime. And there's a reason for that, you know. Because they cannot talk about anything else.
No, Trinidad, as I said, I don't blame the government. I blame the Minister of National Security. I blame the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. I blame the Commissioner of Police. Those three individuals, I side, will hold accountable. Those three, not the entire government. Not the entire government, because everybody have a portfolio. Everybody. Now listen this. He told his audience that you don't get a government that you don't deserve because you chose the government. The PM also reiterated that an election is due sometime soon and they will be energized. Ooh, energize a battery. And let's listen to this.
You don't get a government that you don't deserve because you choose the government. And if you decide that your interest is best served by the policies and programs of the People's National Movement, tell them rock so and stay so. We have business to attend. You have business to defend. And if you don't defend the government that puts your interests first, the government that doesn't do that will put your interests last. An election is due sometime soon. You'll be advised. And when you are advised, you will be energized. And when you're energized, you will know that your interest lies with the political party that took us to independence, took us to Republican status, took us through all our difficulties, and is responsible for all the positives that you can point to in Trinidad and Tobago.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
You know, I'm listening to you and listening to the PM. Why this man is always so angry that he's talking about the former Prime Minister? Why does he get so perturbed as to she's not giving him any kind of what do you want, something ahead to know what to do in the country? When he's supposed to be doing it? They are running the government?
Thank you, my friend.
Good.
Prime Minister Dr. Saieed has challenged anyone to prove that any member of his administration is involved in corruption. The PM said that the UNC and its friends often claim that the PNM government is corrupted, but have never provided any evidence to support their claims. He then asked his audience, which member in my government has had, in the 8.5 years, have to answer to you for any reasonable accusation of corruption practice, Raul?
I saw tonight one of the AI arguments about this government, and the government is unpopular because of corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you tonight, which member in my government has had in the 8.5 years I've been Prime Minister to answer to you for any reasonable accusation of corrupt practice? Which one? Call the name now. Which one is talking to the police about any dishonest action? Call the name now.
Hola, good night. Hello?
Yes, I. Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes, I. Concerning that video, showing there with the Prime Minister talking, right? The man is quite right, People that only vote for government they want, You understand what I'm trying to tell you? The man policies and things might not agree with what we want, but people vote for that.
Correct.
So people that are there right now, if you understand what I'm trying to tell you. But what I'm really calling for is that I want some clarification on something. This video that's circulating with the Prime Minister talking about people's disposable income in their accounts and all them things. What is the deal with this? Is it that people going in, certain government officials going into people's bank account and checking the amount of money they have? Are trying to understand what is taking place in the country here now. First of all, they're watching your property that you're living in and they want to tax you on that. They may care if you inherit it, they may care if you build it, they may care if you buy it and you pay $200,000 stamp duty on it, but you have to pay property tax on that. Now they come in and are trying to understand before I say anything, but is it that they're watching the amount of money you have in your account, that is disposable income you're talking about?
But tomorrow, hopefully by tomorrow, I get some more info on it. Yes, I am following it, but tomorrow we'll talk a little on that.
And the next thing is that this whole situation where, and I noticed you touch on it, where the National Security Minister and the Commissioner of Police and the head of the Security Council, if three of them can come together and come up with a plan, an idea. You want me to tell you the one idea they come up with?
Tell me.
One idea they come up with is to stop all firearms from being issued to citizens. That is their big plan. That is the plan they come up with in this country, to stop giving citizens firearms. So everybody just had to sit in the house and wait for bandits to come and take what they want and go their way. That is the plan them have. Because I'm going to tell you something, Chief Rowley is a man being affected by crime on the side.
Nah.
If you notice the way the man talking, crime does not affect him. Because he have paid security 24/7, so he wouldn't be bothered by crime. So all he can come and do is talk about everybody talking about crime. So the crime affecting we, it's not affecting him. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yep.
Anyway, you enjoy your night side.
Thank you, my friend. So continuing on Dr. Rowley, viewers, Rowley counted that the UNC could not pose these questions to the population about themselves, either in government or opposition. He further claimed that the UNC have people in the parliament on a $1 million bail and claim half of them have criminal matters in the courthouse, but want to advocate for fighting crime. Listen to this.
Half of them have criminal matters in the courthouse. I'm coming to be the advocate for fighting crime for you. The UNC have people in the parliament where their colleague go and tell the police that they were engaged in human trafficking and all that goes with that. They're still in the parliament. Kojo and see that. You have one in the parliament on $1 million bail. Kojo and see that. But Kojo going to come and tell you on their crime talks to look at my wealth. My wealth is my health. Thank God. I see the one called Rodney Charles saying that I'm 77 years old. I ain't wish they yet, Rodney. Thank God, I hope I get there. I ain't wish they yet. You have to lie about that too.
So Trinidad and Tobago, that is Dr. Rowley, our Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Now I'm going to say something, and I want to say this boldly as possible. The government of the day, their main focus is the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, not the opposition. The Prime Minister's main focus, his minister's main focus is to service the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago properly. That is his job and their only job. Now, Keith Rowley have a number of ministers in different portfolios. How many of those portfolios are functioning properly? Forget the opposition. Forget the opposition. Take your job and your minister's job serious. Because the opposition will always talk. Always, always, always. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear more about the education system, a failure, after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
So Trinidad and Tobago opposition MP for Tabakit, Anita Haynes, has questioned in 9 years, with an average of 200 million spent annually on education, why is there so little to show for it? So Trinidad and Tobago, millions of dollars have been spent on education, and school still needs repairs. School still lacking. What is the Minister of Education saying or doing about this? $200 million spent. $200 million, and still, no big set of technology in school. Imagine that. Imagine that. So viewers, it's the month of Ramadan, and I have something for you just because the month of Ramadan is my time. So rock back and listen to this.
جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء أنت في الوجدان حي أنت للعينين ضي أنت عند الحوض ري أنت هاد وصفي يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك الحب خير رسل ربي من به أبصرت دربي يا شفيعي يا رسول الله أيها المختار فينا زادنا الحب حنينا جئتنا بالخير دينا يا ختام المرسلين يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك يا نبي سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. That is for the Muslim community in Trinidad and Tobago and around the globe who are viewing us. So viewers, I am Saeed. You are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. There's a rerun of this program tomorrow. And we'll be right back here on Tuesday night for another live show, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Until we meet again, good night.